Okay, good morning, guys. This is Apple Apple Podcast episode 12. And we are joined by a very, very special guest. Um, Toby had sent me an album to listen to a couple, like this should be like a month ago now, and had given me different references like, oh guy, imagine like Obong Jaya meets Lady Donley meets over the course of the episode, you figure out the other artists that were referenced as well. And I was like, okay. And I listened, and literally every single person that was referenced was what I heard in the music, and also just something entirely different, man. And we hit her up for an interview, and now she's here. So, introducing Ekene or Joanne, depending on what's it called, how she wants to be referred to in that moment. What's up?
Hi, thank you guys for having me. Wonderful introduction. It's good to be here.
Because I'm just like, bro, at this point, it's not like three separate conversations, and like, the episode is just fighting against us. And I'm like, at this point, there's one interview that I watch sometimes, and Toby and I talk about. His name is Eric, the young god, and he just FaceTimes the guests and just records the FaceTime. And I'm like, at this point, we should just hop on FaceTime and what's it called? Just. But we'll power through this way. But yeah, we start every episode with what we've been listening to. And Joanne, what's that been for you? You mentioned Jailer, but has anything else been in the ears?
So I told you this morning I was listening to Jailer by Asha. So that's kind of been stuck on repeats for me, honestly. More recently, I've been listening to a lot of Michael Jackson just because, like, it's MJ season, you know what I mean? So I've been listening to that back and forth. And I don't know, even like Off the Wall as well. I've been listening to that because something about that album is so special because it's just him. Like, I don't know, like the album cover is literally just him. Like he's just chilling. And like that small thing like that just blew up. And I was just, I don't know, I'm kind of like been studying it a little bit. And after watching the movie as well, I'm starting to realize that, oh, this guy has been out cocoa, like he has been planning this for a while because I don't know you guys, I'm 2001, so I didn't really like know Michael Jackson before that. I mean, obviously. So I got introduced to him like from Off the Wall, Thriller, things like that. And I'm just like learning about this whole new era of Michael Jackson has been interesting for me. How about you guys?
I think we're going to. I actually can't wait to get into the movie a little bit after we're going through like everybody's on repeat because it was so wild how like same thing like Super Now Bonnie O2 and watching the music videos like being recreated. Like some of the I remember doing some of the dance moves when I was younger and I was like, I haven't thought about this since I was like less than 10 years old. I still have the dance moves in me. Like it's just there were some takes that I had on watching the thing that like in terms of like just how much mystique he was able to create around himself and like how much people like loved him and were just involved. Like people waiting outside his house. Like I saw that thing and I was like, imagine me being so obsessed with somebody that I'm just in the middle of nowhere in California. And not even to see him and get an autograph, but just to watch the car drive by. And I'm like, that's, I don't know, man. You have to be making some magic for somebody to be that invested in you.
For real. Just the amount of crowds that he had around him too, like from people are shouting from window, hey. Can you imagine that? Like when you're at your house, people are just making a crowd, just shouting outside. That's a lot. That's crazy.
Just there,
scary.
Day and night, like waiting. Man, Toby, were you into Michael Jackson when you were younger?
Not at all. Because I used to be scared of him as a kid, and like I think in a way it kind of still sits with me. Like I'm just not there. Especially after that episode of Atlanta. I don't remember that guy's name, but
Teddy
like,
Perkins, yeah.
Teddy Perkins, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm just not into.
I think because a lot of his old music videos had like him when he was. A lot of his old music videos had him pre-surgery, and the vitiligo. Like, that's just the image of him I have in my head. Like, what's it called? It was the Thriller music video I was watching. Also, it was crazy watching Thriller older. And just being like, why was I so scared of this? Like when the first time I watched Thriller, I was like, Jesus, like this. I feel like that was one of the first like scary things I watched in my life. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it
No, my
was
parents were
wild.
like, turn that off. Like, I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
were like, you had the parents that didn't let you like watch like Harry Potter. I didn't let you watch like scary
Yes,
things like
yeah,
that.
my mom was like that.
My
No Harry
parents did
Potter,
not do that.
no
Wizards
Wizards
of
of
Waverly
Waverly
Place.
Place. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they used to hate that show.
No
Like,
courage
why
because
you
it's not
supporting
wizard.
Wizard?
Yeah.
My parents never like I'm so like I remember when I was talking to my friends, I'm like, oh, do you watch the new episode of, and they're like, no, I couldn't watch that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why? Like I was so confused, but like, and there is demonic. Alex is the. I was like, huh?
Alex, for
I
real.
was
I had a friend
baffled.
who
Like,
couldn't watch Avatar, like nothing.
what do you say?
I think.
I said I had a friend who couldn't watch Avatar, like The Last Airbender.
Oh, that was crazy.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't. Anyways, I
think also,
don't
yeah.
get that.
Like, Alex was also like a bad kid. So like my dad was like, my mom was like, oh, like the reason why she's a bad kid is because she's doing all this wizard
She's a
shit. Like,
wizard.
you know, things like
And I was watching old episodes of that recently as well, because the theme song is good as hell too. But even like the Beat It music video, the black or white music video, man, that in fact, once we finish this on repeat thing, if I go to next thing is Michael. But so what have you been listening to?
It's a lot. I mean, mostly Rogue. Like if you see my on repeats, like it'll be like one random song, and then a song from Rogue, and then a random song, and then a song from Rogue, and then a random song, and a song from Rogue. And it's like, are they paying me? But I feel like I had to soak it up again, like just so like I
Yeah.
can be exactly sure of what I'm saying. And then there's this Dionne Warwick song that I've been listening to a lot called "You're Gonna Need Me Back," and it sounds like, I don't know, when I listen to the song, it sounds like something that was sampled on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but it is not. Like it just feels really like Kanye in that like early 2010s. And there is an Usher and Jadakiss sample, but like it's not many songs, but like it's really good. Ashake's album was insane, at least for me. I
haven't
think
listened yet.
what really stuck for me was like Magic Sticks as a producer, because I've been listening to Wild Love a lot, like before I even knew like this album was coming out, and I thought it was SARS, like because I'm in my head I just associate Ashake and SARS, and then I found out it was Magic Sticks, and this whole album is Magic Sticks, and just makes me want to listen to like everything that Magic Sticks has produced, and then I've been listening to a lot of what's this guy? This jazz artist called Paul Cornish. I mean, a lot has happened in the past few weeks, so music-wise.
I remember last week we were talking about you going for the Gina show, and you ended up going. I mean, I was like, I think I really like when people go for concerts, but when it starts getting too close to home, when like I really want to go, I'm just like, as it gets closer, like I remember the night of when you were supposed to go, I was like, why the hell are you there and I'm not there, man? Like all the happiness I felt where you just like faded from my body. I was like, bro, like let's just switch places. Like, as for me, my friend and I were going through it over the weekend, and we just started talking about like old Nigerian gospel artists, and like they mentioned that their mom had a car that said, fuck all, it's something, I love Jesus. Like, you know how like in Nigeria, like when you have a company, you put the company logo on the car.
Yeah.
The mom put I love Jesus like on the, like from like the front tire parts to like the back tire parts, like on the so Praise and Worship was always in the car, and we started talking about like Dansaki by Lara George.
No, that was a good song though.
Yeah.
Abi, you thought it's...
No, it's called Dansaki. Like the song is called Dansaki, but it's Dansaki.
I need to check it out for sure.
I love that song so much.
I
Like
need to check that out.
that's a love song, bro. Like, cause actually no, but I think I was getting the lyrics wrong. Cause I used to say, I'm acknowledging you for who you are, not what you've done.
Yeah.
And I thought, as per like, oh, like you don't have to do anything for me, I just love you. But she's saying, I'm acknowledging you for who you are and for what you've done. And I was like, oh, okay, it's like it's a different vibe, but like for sure. What's else?
You guys are putting me on some new music. Thank you.
That's
so, did you grow up like Christian? And if so, what denomination?
Yes, I did grow up Christian, and I grew up Catholic Christian. So
So this is the thing.
Both
I
of you
grew
are
up
in the same
Catholic as
boat.
well. Yes, and I've been telling people like the Catholic Church did not have bangers. Like we stuck with like very like old, tried and true
yes,
praise and worship.
exactly.
Like we didn't go too far. So like all this stuff, it wasn't until like my mom started like doing she started joining like charismatic smaller circles where like okay, people are listening to like Nathaniel Bassey, Lara George, and hey, that's when she started like playing this stuff around me. But before then I just knew my like glory be
To the
adoration
God
be
in it,
to the
hey.
that was my vibe. And it's like that's still a good bag to be in, obviously.
Everybody shouts hallelujah.
Hallelujah. There's a video on TikTok of some people on a mountain, like in some American city, and it's just like all of them just like singing that exact song.
I was thinking it was kind of. Have you seen the Justin Bieber trend? Sorry, like the everything hallelujah trend.
Yeah, I have a friend who just says it randomly. Like I'll be like, oh, like I was eating something, and she's like, oh, I'm a hallelujah, and I'm like, what? I
That's our
didn't.
version. That's our
I
version.
saw
They
that
don't
yesterday,
even.
but I didn't know it had anything to do with Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
He has a song called Hallelujah,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's all he's doing. It's just like a random thing, Hallelujah. Yeah. What else? I've been listening to. I know Toby knows Poor Minds. Have you heard of Poor Minds?
Yeah. Podcast with Lex P and
Lex
I don't
P
know.
and Drea Nicole. I don't
Yeah,
know her
that's
last
her
name.
name, I think.
And it's like they're based in Atlanta, and like they interviewed. I watched the interview with this artist called Duran Bernard, and this artist called you love. Okay, so just put that interview in your watch list. It's so funny. And Duran Bernard, they have like a segment where they're literally just singing, and Duran Bernard is the backup singer trying to outshine them. So he's going like his runs are going crazy. And like he mentions this artist called Monifa, and I listened to one of her albums, and it was really really good. Let me look for the name of it. That's why I like watching certain artists sometimes, because like they will tell you what their own references are and everything, and it's like it's called Moods, Ellipses, Their Moments. Came out in '96. Very good stuff.
Honestly,
And then they
yeah.
had an episode with what do you say?
I need to tap in.
It's just man, there's so much music. There's so much music around, and it's like there's every single time there's like I need to tap in. I need to get into this. And then just normal. There's one artist from Nigeria who's kind of new. Her name is Majesty Landbank. She has one song called "Thinking About You" that I really, really, really like. Like it's so cute. Yeah, Ari Lennox did an episode with Poor Minds as well, so I went back to go and listen to BMO. I never knew what that meant, and it's literally break me off. It's in the hook.
Me too, I do not.
But yeah, man, it's yeah. It's been
Send me the list. Send me the list.
No, there'll be many lists.
you might be the first person that actually looks forward to the episode playlist, because I remember we literally had a guest one time who was like, you guys need to like put together all this music you're talking about on this, like, and we were just like, for sure, yeah, we probably need to do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. But yeah, man, Michael, what did you think of the movie?
Am I going first?
Yes.
God, I don't know. I think it was short. But I know they said there's a part 2 coming, so I'm really excited for that. I don't know. My theater was kind of lit, but I probably was the most lit one there, and I went with someone. And I think he was kind of like, I don't know. I was like asking him like, he was asking me like, "Is it bothering you that I'm humming?" I'm like, "No," because me, I'm going to do my own humming. So we're just in there, we're just humming. Nobody was really like signing up and jumping, but like you were, or I get closer to him like, humming it together. So that was pretty fun. And honestly, though, I told you I didn't really know about Michael Jackson's like background a lot, because I got introduced to him through like Off the Wall, Thriller, Dangerous, and stuff like that. And so like kind of deep diving into his past was something new for me. And I didn't expect them to start the film from like Jackson 5, and I didn't expect Jackson 5 to be that much of his life. Because I don't know, like for me, like I didn't really know much about Jackson 5, so I didn't expect for Michael Jackson's like almost his whole life to be like with his siblings. So that
Yeah.
was an interesting thing for me. They didn't really like introduce Janet as well. I
Mm.
noticed that. That's my
She's not in the
I
girl
movie at
heard.
all. She's not
at
in the
all. And
movie
I was
at
like,
all.
at all. Okay, I don't know for what reasons, but I would have loved to see Janet as well because I feel like he was a really huge influence on her,
Mm.
and probably the girls Michael Jackson as well. Like there's Michael, but then like we have our Janets, like
Mm.
you know what I mean. So that was a really big one for me. But other than that, it was a really good movie. The stage and the lighting was amazing.
Mm.
The fitting was amazing. The vocals, the live
The
vocals,
vocals were insane. The live
insane,
vocals were insane.
insane. Like I was in awe. Like the actors that they got to play both his child self
Mm.
and his older self, amazing. I have no
Yeah.
Mhm.
complaints, honestly. So that's how it feels. How about you guys?
I think for Toby, have you watched the movie yet?
No, I don't think I'm going to, but it's okay.
I think for me it's like the story, like, I mean, a lot of my mom also grew up listening to because the Jackson 5 started making music from like the 70s, so that was when
Yeah.
my mom was growing up. So whenever I was introduced to like Thriller and stuff. My mom would always like take the time to be like, before this, like it was the Jackson 5, and she would mention all their names
Mhm.
and get into like all the different songs that she loved from them. So I always had that in my head. So based on like my experience, like with what I watched and my mom, I didn't really learn anything new. What I liked a lot was like the performances, like, and just watching his like the outfits. Like there's the show that they had at the carnival where one of the brothers is wearing like a button down, and like there's an opening, like a heart-shaped opening
Mm.
in the thing, and I'm like, this is so fire. Like the wardrobe was crazy. The wardrobe was crazy. It was so like seeing men. I think one of my favorite parts of the movie was like seeing men wearing things that you would not catch them dead in today. Like it's like you're seeing tight fitting bell bottoms, you're seeing crop tops, a lot of sleeveless stuff, a lot of holes on different parts of the bodies. Like they were dressing the way they needed to dress.
The hair,
Yeah,
to the
the
hair.
hair was nice, but the music as well. Like when you said you and the person you watched with the humming, my friends and I were singing, as in like, I think because the theater was kind of empty as well, so it didn't really matter. But like when Human Nature came on, like I was in my chair, like like I was letting the song just wash over me. Like it was crazy. The BT's music video as well, like watching it like come together. But also the premise was crazy. Like I think so part of the movie I was like, these guys. So essentially, he watches this gang violence scene, right, take place in Los Angeles, and he's now like, I need to do something about this. I need the people to know that music can change everything.
That's
He
my
now calls
favorite part.
his bodyguard to call. I was like, what's this? He called Crips and he called Bloods, right, to meet at his studio. and they start doing dance battle. So the Crips are see walking, the Bloods are doing their own dance. Then Michael now comes and everybody's like, "Oh shit, hey Michael, what's up? What's up? How you doing?" They're like, Michael Jackson." And then and mind you, okay, when it's now time to rehearse, none of them are in the music video. He brings like these like white and light skinned men to be dancing with him. And when they're now dancing, you're seeing the dancers are just sitting down like this, so just watching him. Not doing anything. They're just watching him. And I'm like, this is there's no way this happened. And when he was done, they were like, oh yeah,
They're like,
this
yeah,
is
Michael, that's
and
it.
then they now exactly, they're like, yeah, Michael, that's it. It reminded me of, and then there was one guy that asked him for an autograph, and it reminded me of that. Like, have you guys seen that video on TikTok of that Gunners Run Club where I cannot be like that's what that guy was giving, where he was like in the middle of everything, he was like, "Oh my God, can I have your autograph, please?" And everybody was like, "Guy, like, calm down, like, just let him dance, bro."
Have you seen the video with that guy mixing? Is it Drake? He's like Chape Papi.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah. I've seen that.
Man, I can't let myself. I think after the that Gonna I Love You and this Champagne Papi on the Davido one, like I can't act crazy when I see somebody I like, man. I'm sorry.
Davido.
Davido. Like, nah, they call him. They
The
come,
video
they
of
come.
that person, honestly, that man is an icon. Let's say that he kind of, have you seen his Michael Jackson? What do you call it? He kind of redid a Michael Jackson thing on stage with his music.
Was it a Coachella or recently,
Yes,
Sha?
I think it was
Yeah,
recently. I
I
don't
think I
think it was
saw a
that
clip.
Coachella,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I saw a clip.
it was
What did he
funny.
do?
I think he was. I don't know.
He
I'm not
like
gonna.
remixed the Michael Jackson song into his song, and he started doing like the Michael
Yeah,
Jackson
that's just.
dance on the stage.
That's crazy. Are there any dances from what's it called? Are there any dances or performances from Michael Jackson that you remember that like you really liked?
Um, there's some I know how to do. Clock it.
Okay, like which one?
I know how to do the moonwalk.
That's crazy.
I know how to do the
Yeah,
moonwalk. I'm
that is
gonna
crazy.
say that.
That's
I struggled with that as a child.
I struggle with this today. Like I think that was also that's what I loved the most about him. Just watching the moonwalks. It's just like, man, I think part of why like he was so popular is because in my head I was like, now like if you really like an artist, like you can watch like interviews, like you see them post on Instagram live, they on like you see them everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's like with Michael Jackson, you have somebody that like has like arguably like that's at the talent level of like someone like Beyonce or like arguably more. But like the only time you see him is if like he's at a concert or if he drops something. So like there's so much mystery attached. And imagine the first time you see him live, he's moonwalking on stage and he's leaning to he's almost parallel to, you'll be like, this guy is a god now. Like like he's not like us, like truly not like us. Like I really understood in that moment. I was like, yeah, this guy was different.
But
Like
what
this was
gives
like the first.
mystery? Like what gives the mystery when it comes to celebrity? I think it's like having that, like not letting people see too much of you. Like I feel like he does a really good job with that. So did Michael Jackson. But I mean, like back then, I don't know if I wouldn't compare Michael Jackson to B, because like I feel like Michael Jackson was also really he was really active, like he was seen everywhere, like he was in the news all the time. I think the difference now is that like media wasn't what it was back then.
Yeah.
What it is and what it was back then. So like honestly, Michael Jackson was alive today, we would probably be seeing a lot of that man. A lot of that man,
Like social
honestly.
media is in your hands now. It wasn't in people. It was just news outlets that had it that time.
Yeah. But Beyonce, she doesn't say anything. Like she doesn't go out, she doesn't do anything. She just makes her appearance and she goes and stays with her family, which I admire, honestly.
I feel like that even makes me want to give her like, not even that gives her even more credits, because it's like in a time where, like you said, like the media is like in your hand and you can really like find out about these people. For her to still maintain that like mystique is yeah. And it made me want to. That's why she's there. And it made me want to ask, like, when you think about like performing, do you like who, if you could make like your perfect performer? So like you have like dance moves, you have like vocal, I don't know the word, but like the skill where you sound the exact same way you do on streaming, for instance, now. And like just overall stage presence, because not everybody that can dance, like Davido can't dance, but like his concerts are still like fire. If you could make like your perfect performer, like which of those skills would you like who would you draw from?
So I'll shout out to Jay-Z. I'm gonna shout him out in this instance because
Okay.
when he first started coming up, like Jay really got big because he was known for performing, like the acts he would put on, like he would play a character on stage. I feel like that's something I really tap into, because as a rapper, and I'm a singer as well, but as a rapper, like it's very hard to like have stage presence to make people like hear what you're saying, especially if you're not like singing to them. So like bringing that like performing arts into it and like being, I don't know, being exaggerative with the fashion, like I don't know, using props and stuff like that. I really admire Jay-Z for that, because he did that early coming up. His background dancers were iconic. His background singers were iconic. As a rapper, he knew, like, I don't know if you listened to his first album, but his album was amazing. It was actually 10 out of 10. So shout out to Jay-Z. I do like his aspect of performance. B as well, like obviously that's the queen of everything. But shout out to my girl Rihanna. Like Rihanna is probably my ideal like person that when it comes to performance, because I like how it's natural for her. I'm a very like natural person myself. Like I don't really like to like I don't know. I wish I could, but I don't really like do too much, especially at this stage of my career. And I think that something I play on a lot is where I'm from, like being Nigerian and just being able to like move my waist, being able to like naturally dance and stuff like that. And something that Rihanna did is that she coined that because she's from the Caribbean
Barbados.
islands,
Barbados.
like
Yeah.
Barbados, that's Barbados. She was able to like kind of incorporate that in her music in America, and that's what made people like her more. That's what gave her a
Yeah.
personality. So I want to say that like I have to give it to her because on top of her doing her dance moves, her top of her doing having the fashion aspect of on top of her looking good, she also makes sure to like keep it natural on stage and just make sure that the
Yeah.
crowd is feeling her and make sure that she's the main character when she's on stage, even though she's just
Yeah.
doing small thing, no, like just winding her waist, where you can tell like that shit is really moving.
Yeah.
So coming up right now, I'm really honing into that, making sure that I'm really like tapped in with the crowd when I'm moving, because that's what's going to give me my personality and make me like people be like, oh, who's that girl? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's cool, especially like the only person like I think of is Thames. I think when Thames first started performing, because like the first time I was introduced to Thames live, but when I first started listening to Thames, I went to a Thames show like very like recently at the time, and she was performing live. And Thames wasn't a very like emotive performer, even though her voice is a lot more emotive than like her stage presence, right? And I think she started dancing a lot more after like maybe 3 years ago or something. And like you can tell that like okay, she's a more confident performer. Um, blah, blah. She just owns the stage more, which is very nice to see. Like I went to a Thames concert in 2024, and like the difference between then and 2019 is like night and day.
That's crazy. I went to a Thames concert in 2024 too.
Was it the
So
same
you
one?
get that? No,
Maybe.
No, it was because
mine was in Houston.
Oh, I was in Chicago.
Yeah,
okay, same tour, but not
Yeah.
the same one.
yeah,
100%.
probably.
You got the merch and everything.
I unfortunately did not.
Yeah, that's my car. She gave us like a notebook, I think
Yeah,
like a scarf. I think I still have the notebook to this day, actually. But
Okay, wow.
we'll have a discussion about that scarf.
Those, I think, I like when my favorite performances to watch are when the music, because I noticed that a lot of artists like to kind of almost like jumpstart their time in performing. They just like play the song, and then sometimes like they'll like sing along. Other times they'll let the crowd sing, and I'm like, I really like when like an artist takes the time to maybe like deconstruct the instrumental a bit, give you like a little intro, and then it's just them singing. It's hard to do, obviously, which is why I appreciate it so much more. Like we'll get into the Gina show Toby went for, but like I feel like the best example is definitely Liv. Like I remember when went to go and see her in Austin, and seeing her set up, like just the setup alone, like because she changed the lighting, like everyone had like the light like kind of on them. Liv was like
Yeah.
backlit, so for a lot of the actually, so sometimes it was just like a shadow, but most of the time like it was just it was a different vibe than everyone else. And she adds like effects to her vocals as like the performance goes on. So sometimes like she'll be singing normally, and then like if she wants to add emphasis, she'll just shout, and then the reverb just goes crazy.
She did
So
that
it's like
again
you're
too.
watching like I saw it in some of the clips that you sent me. Like it feels like when you're watching a villain in cartoons, and they just like the shadow will just get big, or like they shout, and like it's just like I love when like artists know how to like make their presence like cinematic. It's like they put on a show. Honestly, I was even watching in your highlights, you have a video of you performing as well, and it was like really refreshing to just see how like confident you were in terms of just like, I'm here, I'm going to like, I'm going to sing my shit for you, you're going to like it. And there was like call and response. I hate that I can't remember. Wait, if I look through
What song it
this
is?
one, like, yeah.
It's
Is
okay.
it
I've
that?
been
I
playlist.
remember.
It could be the Patsy Money repeats.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Is that VIP?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Miss Fake.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. And it's like, and then people are literally like when you said it, huh? Like people are also like, huh? Like they were responding, and like when it started 1 year, which everybody's like, what's it called, cheering as well. Like it was
Yeah.
like you had like you like caught their attention. Was that one of your first performances?
Yes. I started performing, I want to say June of last year. So that was
Okay.
like my third time performing.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was very nerve-wracking for me. And I remember not being as confident for my rehearsals because like I don't know, it was like my third time performing. It was like the biggest stage I'd been on at that time. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like next to like all these other artists that had been performing for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just not as
Yeah.
confident. I remember like my guitarist and my pianist at the time, Zane and Bo, shout out to them. They were
Mm-hmm.
just telling me like, be more confident, like, just come out, like you can do it. Cause like I practiced with them for so long, so many days you practiced,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, like Joey, you can do, you can do it, whatever. And my manager
Mm-hmm.
was there as well, and he was telling me like, you need to lock in. And then I remember what happened. I think I saw my school friends in the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
like right before I was about to go on. And I think they came out to the show because they saw that I was on the flyer. And I don't know, something just like enticed me. And I was like, no, I'm not about to embarrass myself in front of my
Yeah.
friends. So I remember I hopped on stage and I was the first one up. And then I just like turned up the entire crowd. And it ended up being an
Yeah.
amazing night. And that was like one of the first times I ever felt like, wow, like I did that. Like I really did
Mm-hmm.
that. So I know what you're
You
talking
really did.
about. And that was like one of my very first performances where I felt like, oh wow, like I really know how to do this. I'm still working on it. Obviously, there's some things to fix, but overall, when it comes to the confidence aspect and just feeling like I'm here, definitely feel like I'm working. I guess I'm getting to that. And shout out to Rihanna because that's why I told you like this whole like Rihanna is like my girl. She really taught me how to just like keep going, and especially when you're not like, I don't want to say this, but like I'm also working on my vocals right now. So I'm not like the strongest vocalist. So a lot of the things that I get to play on is just my stage presence as well. And just like learning to keep going and dancing and just being able to connect with the crowd.
I've always been curious. Like, how do you like find? How do you make a band? Like, how do you find people to just be like,
Like
okay,
a
yeah, like I'll
guitarist,
practice
yeah.
with you, and like, cause I'm always like, if I wanted to ever perform or I'm just you understand my question? What am I?
So when I first came to Tampa, like after school, I graduated from college. I decided to go to an open mic event because I was really looking forward to like putting myself out there. I know, yeah, I'm in a city of like Dochi. I'm in Dochi City, like from Tampa as well. Shout out to Dochi, my girl. And I know like there's a lot of Tampa artists. I've heard her talk about like how much talent there is in Tampa. So I was like trying to find a way to like kind of infiltrate myself into that scene. So I went to an open mic event that I saw like on my timeline,
Yeah.
and I was saying like an original song that I was working on at the time called Strangers. And I remember finding my pianist in the crowd because after I finished my set, he came up to me and he was like, I think he was the artist that actually he was the headliner for that night for the open mic that I went to. And he came up to me after my set and was just like, who are you, blah, blah, blah. And kind of connected. He introduced me to his guitarist because I told him I was like looking for somebody to be able to play the guitar for me. And he introduced me to Bo, the guitarist, and all of us like started playing together, and like we just sounded really good together. So we decided to like keep playing, and I invited them out to my shows and stuff like that. And they're very supportive as well. So I think it's just like when you have a love of music and you share with somebody else, like if you're able to connect on that, especially when you're both good musicians, like it's really easy, honestly. So
Oh, when you're so for the some of the songs, I was listening to specifically for MJ, which is so wild because I was going
I was about
to
to bring up
it's
MJ as well.
and it's like when I was going to bring it up just as well, like, oh, at first I was focused on the Mugono Feli sample, and then after I now watch
Yeah.
Michael, and you now mentioned him being such a big inspiration in the beginning, I was just going to ask, oh, did you watch the movie? See how we just used the first segments to talk about the thing.
Yeah.
But the sampling on that was like you dissected the song and then put it back together and like into your own puzzle. But then there were also parts where like there's like added instrumentals there. So like did your band help you with that as well, or was that you?
yeah, I was actually on me. I really like that song. That's one of my favorite songs.
No,
So
I love
I
that song.
I love the song as
yeah.
well.
So I wanted to do a remix to it. At first, before I dropped my album, I made that song because I was like, I need to find a way to reach John Jazzy. That's like that
Mm.
was what was in my brain. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was really set on being like, I want to be signed to this guy. Like, I need to meet him. And I was
Mm.
like thinking, like, what's the best way for me to like make some noise so he can
Mm.
hear me? So I made that
Mm.
remix. I was originally gonna put it out on like TikTok and Instagram and just like
Yeah.
put myself out there and be like, yo, tag John Don
Yeah.
Jazzy. So I really
Yeah.
was trying to get myself out there, but I don't know, like started working on the album when I was like, maybe this is another but
Mm.
a better way to kind of go about it so I can put myself out there and stuff like that. If he finds
Yeah.
me, God be the glory. But like
Mm.
honestly, like that's where it came from. And I was like, what's my favorite Don Jazzy song? Like, I don't know.
Mm.
So
No, like I've had an insane week, so I didn't even get to listen to you when you sent it to me. And then I was walking somewhere, and I was like, you know what, it's time. And then I downloaded it and I was listening to it on the street, and I just started blushing. And I was like, I wonder if anybody around me is like, why is this guy just randomly smiling? And then I was texting Shion, and I was just hearing things like multiple things that just made me excited. And I think it was okay also because we mentioned the Didoni when we were speaking about like the
mhm.
things I was hearing. There is a song she has that I really like called Take Me Home. And I never realized that she interpolated Mogono Fedi Fedi as well. But like it was a part in your song that made me realize, and I was like, oh, so I'm not crazy. Like all these connections are kind of there, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah.
Okay, I need to listen
That,
to that song.
did you grow up playing any instruments?
I did not. I'm trying to teach myself the guitar right now.
Hmm.
I've been trying to get some lessons because I think it would definitely add to my performance aspect. But I did
Yeah.
not. I wish my parents put me
Mm.
in classes growing up, but unfortunately not.
Yeah.
My
Mm.
sister was
And
actually the music thing fine one.
Mm.
really, so is she like, oh, I want to make music? So do you guys like? What does she think of your music, or does she make music?
She does not make music. She loves my music. She's very supportive of it. But like my sister was the one that grew up like singing in church. Like she's really the one that taught me how to sing. Like we would harmonize together. Like we'd be cleaning. So
Mm.
who's onyiba onyiba. I'm like we're harmonizing together. She like
Yeah.
really introduced me to Rihanna as well, Adele, like all
Mm.
my faves. My sister is like 7 years older than me,
I was
so
about to
she
ask.
was really
Real.
she was
Mm.
already like in that scene. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
catching up,
Yeah.
and she was already flying. So
Mm.
Yeah.
she's really the one who brought me into that aspect. But I don't know. Along the line, she kind of just I think for her it was more of like a hobby. You know what I mean? Something that she just did growing up. But for me, it was like something that
Yeah.
actually like rocked my world, and she doesn't even know how much she's done for me in that aspect.
Mm.
So when I started making music, she was a little bit surprised because she knows I can sing. Like we sing together, but just
Mm.
like the discovery of finding out that I like to sing, I think she was able to kind of watch that as well. I send her my music when I make it. She gives me advice, like she gives me tips on like what's good, what to take out, what to leave in. So
Yeah.
I was saying that she gives me advice on like what to take out, what to leave in and stuff when I send her
Mm-hmm.
my music back and forth. So she plays a big part because there's songs that I have that I'll send her. She's like, try this again, something like that. Like I don't know how I'm feeling about this one, or bring this a little bit down, set it up. So she's helpful in that aspect.
That's so fire. It reminds me of like the relationship I had with my brother, where like for a large part of my life, like all the music I listened to was just shit that he handed down to me. Like
Mm.
I'm not familiar with like old Jay Z, but then everything from like 2009 onwards, like because he would play like Watch the Throne in the car, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in the car, um Channel Orange. So those are like the first albums that I really got to listen to like front to back. And even now, like
Yes.
we don't talk about music like as much, but then he's still like my brother, like he's also like 7 to 8 years young. He's 8 years older than me, so like the same generation as your sister. And like I feel like he was using Tumblr like right at the beginning. So like
Mm.
it's so interesting watching like him be like he's like an online kid, but like he's old now,
Mm.
and it's like I don't know.
Older.
It's like older, exactly. Um, and it's just wild just watching somebody who had like obviously like you said like such like an impact on like how me I view music now. Like I'm doing all this now because of
Mm.
him just playing shit in the car. And it's
Yes.
shout out older siblings, man.
She
Shout
really
out older
saved
siblings.
us because she's like, I think she was like 16 or 15 when we came to the United States. So she was
Mm-hmm.
like well seasoned, and it was. I'm
Mm.
thankful for her, like because she really like jammed that like whiskey, like superstar, like
Yeah.
era to me. Like if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have really like reached out. And even like
Mm-hmm.
in when it comes to fashion, like my sister was the one that really like showed me how to like dress because she would try like crazy outfits, like crazy colors. Like she's one of those girls that would wear like the hot pink lipstick with like the hot
Mm-hmm.
pink shoes, like things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So growing up, she really like inspired me in that way. So shout out to her because if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would really know a lot about Afrobeats. Even like when it comes to Frank Ocean, like Chanel,
Mm-hmm.
like what's it, Chanel, Chanel Orange and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She really introduced me to that as well. Adele too. I don't know, that girl really, she really changed my life. I'm not gonna lie.
She walked so you could run.
I'm gonna give her credit, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do like either like a top 5 or a top 7 where we just give you a song and you put it anywhere in like from 1 to 7, and then
Let's
we'll
do
keep on
5.
going like that and we'll see. Let's do 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do a song, you do a song until we reach 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start with Hot or Not.
Mm, Hot or Nuts for me, number 2.
Number 2, okay.
Okay, then girlfriend.
Number 2 for sure. Girlfriend for doing out of 5. 5.
Okay, what was making girlfriend like as opposed to hot or not?
Hot or Not is just like, I don't know. Hot or Not is just like, I don't know. It just makes my body like.
Yeah.
When I listen to that song, it's just so like upbeat, and I'm a
Mm.
little biased because of the rap parts. I feel like it's really like bad girl,
Mm.
like or
Yeah.
good girl gone bad, and I like the fact that there's like layered. It's very layered.
Mm.
I like that as well. It kind of remind me a little bit of Yoruba culture. You guys know I'm Igbo.
Mm.
So like I kind of drew on like Yoruba culture a little bit, and that was like one of the songs that I really like used
Mm.
that drum, that fela drum.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the songs. Another one is Wicked, and that's a song that I really used that like I relied on fela for. I was like, okay, what
Like
can I?
in that's in the beginning of Wicked, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that really drew me in like at first. Like you know how like I'm not even I obviously I'm Yoruba, but like I grew up I didn't go to the village. I've never been to like traditional Yoruba events for the most part of my life.
Mhm.
But like there's still something like I don't know what the word to call it.
Ancestral.
Yes, ancestral, something tribal. There's a desire for that drum,
I know, right?
and and
Desire.
There's a desire.
it was meds.
I get it. Okay, so we have girlfriend 5, we have Hot or Not 2. Where would you put Positions?
4.
Positions 4, okay. And then
VIP.
are you a last born?
Now I'm a middle child.
Okay, so this one might not go. I want to put what you put Miss VIP?
Damn. 3.
Okay, and so the unanimous number 1. Well,
No, we know
jealousy.
number one. Yeah.
We know number 1.
Outside.
Oh, yeah. That's
Outside
a
is
good choice.
number 1.
That's a great choice. Too.
Yes. Outside is number 1 for me. It
Why is
is.
outside
Okay,
your
fair
number
enough.
one?
Because I don't know. Okay, so jealousy was really, was start with jealousy. That's fine. That was really like a surprise one for me that people really liked. Because that's what I did. That was the last song that I made before I like finished the album. So like I was just trying to find something to like wrap it up, something that would introduce people to me. That would be like, okay, like what am I listening to? So I needed something that would like as a hook. That's why I made it a hook. But I didn't expect it to actually like stick. Like I didn't expect it to be like, oh my god, this song, like I need more of it. Like people would message me and they'd be like, I need to finish this song. And that one really surprised me out of the gates. And was also very experimental. Like that's the first time I ever changed my voice in a song, like to sound like, I feel like a ghost, right? Like that's like voice acting, like honestly. and I just wanted to try to see, like, let me just dip my foot inside.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a great thing. So shout out to that song. But outside is like, to me, was really my number one because, like I told you, I was going through a lot at that time when I finished college. And I was kind of like going between who I was as a performer and as like a regular, like, I'm just a girl. And my parents really
Hannah
played a big
versus
part on that
Miley.
because, yes, exactly. My parents played a big part on that because, like, I would go out to my friends and they'd be like, like, what are you doing? Like, you're going outside. Don't be like the outside girl and stuff like that. So when you hear the song, I don't know if you guys know what like Poakana means or like Yanguli. Like, if you're really
I don't.
Igbo, it's a really Igbo term for like somebody that's always outside. Like, like kind of like I don't know how to explain it, like a bad babe. Like, if you see that girl, she go outside, like go outside. Like Poakana is like come outside. Yanguli is like, oh, like, like galavanting. I don't know how to really explain it. And then like Yaba, like those are really three terms to like village terms, very village terms to describe, like, because I mean I'm Delta Igbo. So it's like village
Same.
terms. Village terms to describe somebody that's like, how they'll be not do the movies and I'll be like, well, that girl is like bad because she's wearing a skimpy outfit and she's outside and she's like winding her waist. That's really why I did that. So when you hear that Poakana, it's like me kind of taking it back in a sense. Because that's something that I was really struggling with at the time. And I remember like my parents said something to me one day and they're like, oh, you act like you own the city or something. Like, is this your city? Like, do you own the city? Like, why must you go out every night? So, da, 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 da. And I was like, you know what? Yes, I do own the
Yes.
city. Yes, the city is actually mine. Now I
See, that
can hear
was
you
really
again.
interesting because Sho and I were talking about like you speaking. I mean, Sho wanted to ask if you spoke Igbo, and then I was like, yeah, there was Igbo in Wicked, but I didn't know there was Igbo in Outside as well. So
Yeah, it
it's nice
was.
to know, like, because I didn't know you were saying, because obviously I don't know any Igbo. I mean, I know a little, like, just very small, but not that far, sure.
I also don't really like. I'm not really like. I don't know Igbo like a lot, but my parents speak Igbo to me a lot because, like,
Yeah.
they speak Igbo when they're upset, when they're happy, when they're sad. So it became kind of a practice. But those specific things like Poakana, Yanguli, Yabago, like that's something that I really got from my parents. Like village,
Yeah.
that's village Igbo. Like that's like if you're from Delta Igbo, you understand that because Igbo is different to everybody. There's
Yeah.
different dialects. So that's when I got from my parents. So that's very specific. But yeah, Wicked is like more of a broad Igbo.
You already kind of answered like what's it called? I was going to ask if you came from like a musical household and you kind of spoke to your sister being like such a huge influence on you, but like I'm still just finding it like insane that you're just getting into like you're like teaching yourself the guitar now and like these songs that we're listening to is like a result of you just experimenting with production. Like I'm almost like vexing because I'm like, what do you mean? Like what are you telling me right now? Like huh? Like this is just you like feeling shit out and just like being like just focus because like I can't like I think a problem I have with so many albums sometimes is that like you get to that point where you're like these drums sound like what I just listened to now like they start like really blending together and it's like for Rogue everything was like a new flavor like and
Yeah.
it didn't feel like we've talked about like you like making the album and you mentioned like there was like a fire there was a fire in you to like really get this out like it didn't feel like you were like forcing anything you get what I mean like when you're like making stuff do you like often do you feel like you have to like really push yourself to make something new or does it just like is it just flowing like how do you like the tech like the texture for the different beats are like so different like are you like just browsing through different packs until like you find something you like what's that like process like
Honestly, I feel like I have to say that I was kind of born for it. I know people say that, but sometimes I think if you know, you just know. Because there's a certain musicality that I have that I can't really explain where it comes from. I mean, like I did grow up in a very musical household, as you said. Like my dad and my mom, they also sing. Like growing up, like we used to sing a lot. Like when you join in worship,
oh,
everybody
okay
sings. Everybody has their part. So my dad, like he loves to sing. If you go to church, you'll be hearing him the most. My mom too, like she sings. My mom too, she sings, but it's always just been in worship. Like that's when we sing. But so that's really like was the foundation for me. So you're correct about that, and it really pushed my sister to like get into like singing it in the church and stuff like that. But I never really expressed interest in it until I got older. So like my dad would always say like, "Oh, Katie, I didn't even know you sang," because I really don't like. But when it comes to like my musicality, I think it can be whenever like whatever I'm doing. Because sometimes I'll be on the radio and I'll hear something. Like, this is what I'm working on right now. Is beats was actually made with my friend Moyo. She sent me a beats, and I remember I was listening to it, and I was just saying like, "Yeah, shake, buddy," and like I layered it under the beat that she gave me, and it just was this works, and I started a song for that. So I think it just kind of depends on like what my brain catches. I could be listening to the radio and like driving, and I hear something, then I'll like something, and I'll be like, "Let me find something that sounds just like that," and I'll take it back with me. Sometimes when I'm bored, I do kind of go through packs to see like what I like and stuff like that. But it doesn't really take me that long, honestly. Like usually within the first few minutes, I find something and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work with this, and I build on it from there. And I usually do this like almost every day, if not like every week, like, making a new song or working on something, something. So
Shout out Moyo's World, because I remember we had talked about I was looking through the different posts that you had on your Instagram, and I saw that you were in one of one of her music videos when she was like releasing one of her EP, and I listened to Forget. Like I think Forget Me is something I forgot to add in my on repeats. Like I really enjoyed that instrumental. And I was even going to ask you like if you guys' relationship is like, sometimes you might be friends with you and somebody might do like the same thing, but then that's not what that's not where you guys connect. Like it might be something totally different. But you mentioned that she sent you beats, so like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, our friendship is not really music is like really it's not really music based as well though. Like we didn't really meet on like a music yeah, like just as friends because like I told you about my friends, but when it comes to music, I think we're very much here with it. And we never really made a song together, but I hope we do in the future. Hopefully we do. But I've heard her like, doing her thing. Like I'm here for her. I support her always. If she needs something, I'm here for her and vice versa. And I think that we really do well with advising each other on like where we need to be if like something needs to happen. Like she'll tell me if I need to like like I guess like put more effort into something. I ask her questions about what she's experienced because she's very much more experienced than me and she's been through a lot more than me. So she's definitely more of like a leaning shoulder when it comes to music.
Fire. Would you ever want to make music with Mary X2?
Yeah,
because obviously I know that like you're friends with like exactly I know you're friends with did you say Chuka?
Yeah.
And so but then obviously there's like different like personas that he like releases and creates stuff under. So that's why I'm talking specifically about Mary X2 because I know you work with Silent Noise.
Yeah. I think definitely we've talked about it multiple times. Like I know he asks me like, all the time if I can like kind of like tag in and make a beat for him and stuff like that. Because I'm a producer above all. So
You are.
Yeah, that's something that we talked about, like, kind of teaming up on that. But I think our strong suit is definitely when it comes to like him being more creative visually and me bringing music to him. We haven't really explored like making music together. We haven't really sat down to make a track together because there's so like I guess we spend so much time talking about like our next moves when it comes to me musically and like things like that and visually. So that's what we spend most of our time on. And I guess him and his and I and my friendship is more like a friendship, and we talk about like actual like real world things. We never really get to sit down and be like, okay, artist to artist, like what can we come up together? But I would love for us to do that in the future because I think that we can make something amazing. So
there was something you said on I think jealousy. There was a line about ghostwriters, and I obviously I know how you feel from that line, but like I also want to know how you feel about possibly writing for other people.
I feel like a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, by the way, I love I like the way those ad libs sound. It's like what? Like it's very like
Yes.
good job, man. Sorry, continue.
I would love to write for other people. I think I'm still kind of figuring myself out, but somebody that inspires me is definitely SZA. She started SZA, Victoria Monet. They started out writing like Victoria Monet. She writes for Ariana Grande. SZA's done a lot of work in a lot of places. So I think they really inspire me because although they make amazing music and they're just not getting the recognition, I really knew them as songwriters. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I think what makes a great musician is kind of getting the experience of writing for other great songwriters or great
Mm-hmm.
musicians. If I were to get picked
Yeah.
up to write for somebody, I would love that. That means that speaks to like my songwriting talent. So
Yeah.
I hope to do that in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that
Okay.
goes right.
So
What
you
happened?
never have one. That's what we're saying. Essentially.
No,
She
Okay.
only one.
no,
I mean,
never.
you don't
I'll
need it.
for the creative community in Tampa, like you've spoken like highly of it, and that's how like you met like people in your band as well. What were like the specific places and events that you remember like um meeting these people? Because I like it. I like putting like names and faces or
Mm.
like pictures to
Places.
places
Yeah.
just to get an idea of
Mm.
like where like an artist like cut their teeth and came up.
Yeah, there's I think the first thing I did, I worked with a collective. They're called 24 Collective,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of like a group of people who put on events, and I reached out to them and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to come out
Mm-hmm.
and perform, like, like how can I do so?" And she kind of invited me out to like come and perform during her
Mm-hmm.
mic sessions. So it was pretty much just doing my research on like I guess like curators in Tampa, like event hosts in Tampa, and like where I can
Mm-hmm.
find like people that just like me, finding their personal Instagram pages and just shouting out to them like, hey, like how can I get my
Mm-hmm.
foot in?
Yeah.
Um, Another thing is that Tampa has a lot of great spots downtown. Some places that are closing now, so it's not even. I hate that for us, but
Mm-hmm.
downtown there's a lot of like live music events happening, and I would think it'd be a great idea to go and sign up for those live music events especially if you're getting into open mic. Um, and kind of coming out more because the people who go into those spaces are people who are actually also artists and I guess likewise are trying to find their footing as well. And what I love about Tampa as well is that the support is really huge in terms of when you're going to these events, the people that are in the crowd are also musicians themselves and they're learning from you just as you're learning from them. So
Mm-hmm.
like the more you pop out to these events, the more that you go downtown, the more that you put yourself out there. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of how you learn to build community. And another thing I love about Tampa is that once you meet somebody the first time and you connect with them the first time, they'll invite you to another event of
Mm-hmm.
theirs.
Yeah.
So that's how you continue to build your, I guess, like your community, your audience, and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I appreciate that a lot because like that's something I've been learning because I feel like when I was in Houston, I wasn't going out that much. So like I don't know. The one of the stories that going out touching grass is still like very is a
so
very strong
important.
medium. Like at the end of the day, like
So
online is cool, but like you can make more impact in person.
yeah, not even just because like yes, online is amazing. I do it like I love when
Mm-hmm.
artists are able to like kind of blow up and just like build
Mm-hmm.
their fame from being online. But something
Mm-hmm.
that's really important about live performances is that it kind of it builds your confidence and it builds your audience in terms of like who you can learn from. Because prior to me putting myself out there and really performing in person, it was just me in my studio. And I didn't really know much about like music and stuff like that. But meeting these people, like they're teaching me about music theory. Like I'm learning the guitar from someone. Like they're having events
Mm-hmm.
themselves. They live in a musical house, like things like that. They know other musical artists and stuff like that. So they really expose
Mm-hmm.
me to like what it means to be a real artist. And I think that also getting my foot into performing, like people forget that you can reach people in the audience as well. Like yes, an online audience is amazing, but people actually seeing you live and
Mm-hmm.
performing, they get to say like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've seen that girl before. I've seen her live," which has happened to me a few times. So like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that.
It sticks with you more. Like, do you ever see yourself? I mean, it seems that like it's like you're pretty like happy in the space. Like, do you ever see yourself wanting to if you ever do you see yourself leaving soon? And if so, where would you go to?
I'm actually moving closer to Miami, and like to be
Oh
honest, so
wow,
I know. Um, so that's a
very
whole nother.
excited.
I am very excited. I'm wanting to get more into like modeling to kind of build my portfolio because like there's such thing as being like a
Mm,
multitasker and multi-talented, especially in the entertainment industry. So being next to a city that is like booming when it comes to music,
Hmm.
culture, modeling, celebrity influence, I think
mm,
that's really important for me at this point in my career, just so I can get better content, better
mm,
scenery, meet more artists, hopefully
mm,
kind of get myself signed,
mm.
more pop-ups, like more modeling events, networking. That's really important to me. So not that I'm
Yeah.
not taking my the core group that I learned from in Tampa and taking it with me. I am, and there's always
Mm,
like time to visit. Miami is like 4 hours away from here, so I
mm,
can always come back and visit. But
mm.
I just feel like it's time for me to kind of like take things to the next level
Yeah.
in terms of like just putting myself out there. And Miami is a great space to be in if you want to really
Mm,
push yourself. Texas too. I'm coming for y'all soon.
mm.
I don't know when, but I'm coming because that's where other Nigerians are. So don't worry, I'll be there soon.
Science.
Yeah.
It's actually so interesting how interested you are in Texas. Like, well, honestly, the Houston is pretty fire. Like, Houston is actually like I would have thought like Atlanta, because Atlanta is like so much closer to you. Like, there would be
Mm,
like that like pull there as well. Because I fuck with Atlanta as well. Like, it
I do
feels like
too.
it's just that's just where the. I mean, Houston is a bigger city, but like Atlanta is like in terms of like just being like the black like city in America.
mm,
That's Atlanta's hat.
Right. I'm going. I've been there once. I did like I told you I did a podcast for them for
mm,
SBN Studios up there,
mm,
and that was prior to my album release where I went on there and I was just like singing.
mm,
Um, I think it was Girlfriend I sang as well as Miss
mm,
VIP,
Oh damn.
just like the album promo, and we put it
Hmm.
out there. So that was a really good time for me. I do want
mm,
to go to Atlanta. I have some friends that live in Atlanta, but I don't know. I think it's always like just right there for me if I wanted to go. But I
mm.
haven't had the pull. I don't really have the
Yeah.
pull
I
yet.
know what
I
you
don't know.
mean.
So
It's coming. Don't worry.
I feel you. What's it called? For when Toby and I were praying for the episode, we also watched Young People Big Dreams, and like your performance there was pretty good as well. Where like in the thing your character was called like the Bratz doll. Um yeah, and it was fine. There were a lot of good performances in it overall, and it's like you talk about like wanting to be signed, and
Mm.
we obviously like we know that the music is going to keep on flowing clearly. Are you also interested in like pursuing acting as well?
100%. Like I haven't taken an acting class before,
Mm.
so I want to get into doing that. But 100%, like I would love to act. I'm kind of searching for more roles. Another reason why I'm moving
Mm.
closer to Miami,
Mm.
because there's different types of roles in Miami for me to take on. That was actually shot in Miami as well, and People
Yeah.
Big Dreams. So that's something that I definitely want to get like a strong foothold on because I
Mm.
definitely think that I have some natural talent there as well, from what I can
Mm.
see. That's really my first time like really challenging myself to see if
Mm.
acting was for me, and
Yeah.
it fed me.
Yeah.
This is a very good segue to my question because I was going to, you mentioned being like interested in multiple things. So now we have acting, we have music, we have, was there a third thing that I'm missing? I mean,
Modeling.
Modeling.
modeling. I mean, performing you can kind of separate if you wanted to, but like, are there any other things that are missing or that we should look forward to?
Dance, like I
Mm.
think I can definitely tap into dance a little bit more, especially
Mm.
because my music is very like
Yeah,
dance music now. Come on, so I'm
it's
like trying to
encouraging.
figure out how to I guess integrate dance into my marketing when it comes to my
Mm.
music.
Do you imagine yourself performing with like background dancers behind you at some point?
Yes. If I haven't, I've already tried to, but I don't get
Mm.
money, so it just
Mm.
takes time, because I
Yeah,
want to be able to pay dancers. So,
yeah,
um, but I would love that. Especially for positions specifically,
yeah,
like the visual in my head for positions, and that's dance heavy. Like there's a lot of
yeah.
like hard beats and stuff like that. So I think
Mm.
that for things like that, I would love to see how dancers would incorporate that beat to see like what they could come
Mm.
that could really help me as well. But even on stage, like I feel like having background dancers would help so that I can be like
Mm.
thing and like move freely as well.
Mm.
I want to incorporate dance into my marketing in terms of like my online presence because I think really like coupling fashion with dance and music is a great way to reach a bigger audience.
Yeah.
Like young, I'm turned, you know what I mean? Like why not like capitalize on that and just like kind of use that as a segue to I guess gain more of a following and an audience. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like my next that's the next bag of chips that I'm dipping into, like how I can start dancing online and just like having more of a
Mm-hmm.
presence. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting
Man,
because our third episode last year was also someone who sings and dances as well. I mean, yeah, it was our third episode,
who?
Natanya.
That was our first.
No, like as in terms of like how we released it is what I mean. Because our
Oh,
first,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
she's
I think you
amazing.
fuck on Natanya actually. Oh, you listen.
I'm just not getting into her. I think you guys actually
Mm,
introduced me to her. So shout out to you because I was going through
yeah.
like your background and seeing like what you've done. So
Mm,
I've seen
Mm-hmm.
her come across my page a couple of times, but I think
mm,
that doing the deep dive on you guys is what really introduced me to her. And the first thing that really caught my
mm,
eye was her marketing, her fashion,
mm.
her music is amazing. But
Yeah, she
I
does a
think I
lot of
need
things
to
well.
like to do a little bit more research on her because I think I could definitely learn some things from her. So shout out to her.
Mm, mm,
I think both of you just give me that like, especially like how Toby and I talk about your like that vibe of like where did this come from and like why is it like and not why in like an angry but like this is like it's so good and surprisingly good, not because it's like, oh, like how are these people making music, but just like you just don't expect like the level of like, obviously there's the good music where it's like,
mm,
okay, sounds good, the voice is nice, but there's something about like hearing something. You guys have refreshing music in that, like
mm.
if I'm coming to listen to Ekene or I'm coming to listen to Natanya, I'm coming to hear very specific sounds. There's no, oh, if you like Ikene, maybe you like, and then like I'm going to give you like another artist that sounds the same. Like you hear some smart changes, like we mentioned the different references, but like it's like its own thing. Like there's
Yeah,
no confusion.
I
Um,
agree.
so yeah,
Thank
fire.
you. That's a compliment.
Mhm.
I'll take it. I
This is
love that
the
for us.
exactly, and honestly, if you guys get to, or when you guys get to like actually connect, to be so fire, it'll be cool to see. Um, But yeah, those are all our questions, and I can't lie. Like, if you guys knew the efforts that went into this episode and like how much, like I think the thing that's actually just been like the thing I've been most grateful for is like just like your like the patience that like Ekene has
Mm.
shown like in like just bearing with us through this. Like I really like, because we've had like technical difficulties on other episodes where like the person is like it starts like happening, so let's figure it out.
Yeah.
After a while, it's just like, okay, it's taking time, guys. So like, but like that feeling hasn't been there here. So like, we really appreciate you like taking out the
Mm,
time, and like this is not going to be like our last interview, the last
mm,
time like we get to interact. Like if we're ever in the same city, like with like Toby and I, or three of us, or like any of the two, like it'd be
mm.
cool to just like hang out or like go for a show.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but that's episode 12 of the podcast. If there's anything that like listeners should be looking forward to, go and stream Rogue first of all before you
Yeah.
even start asking for anything else. Go and stream Rogue.
Yeah.
ROGWE.
Is it W or
W.
E?
Hey.
What is
W.
W? ROG.
That's Rogue Way. That's Rogue Way now. Okay,
Because
okay. So yeah, stream R O capital R U R U R O
Hey.
G
Jesus.
R O G. This
Jesus.
is why we need the artist to
Guys,
anyway. Okay,
please, guys,
stream
go and
R O
scream
G.
Rogue.
Yeah, just go.
ROGUE.
yeah.
ROG, not Rogue. No.
No Rogwe, no Ryu, no what any of us was, but what Joanne just said for you now. Stream
Yeah.
that one.
Yes.
Yeah, watch Young People, Big Dreams. And just stay on the lookout, man. This is a really
Yeah.
good artist for you to listen to.
Thank you. I'm coming
Um,
out with a single soon, you know. Shout out to like keep
oh hell
definitely like
yes.
yeah. With the luckily or I guess if all else, like if everything works out as I would like it to work out, I'll be coming out with a single with a very special
Mm.
guest.
Amen.
So that will be great. I think you guys would be very happy about it. So definitely tune in for that. I should be dropping it around maybe August or September, somewhere between July and
Okay.
September. So just working on that. And yes, keep streaming Rogue. The streams have been going up, like it goes up more and more every day. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's been wonderful, wonderful conversation.
Of course. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a lovely one. Bye bye.